Hi, everyone. I am Cindy Walter, and I have Kelly Heimbach with me today, and we are going to be doing an interview. I interviewed Lori Olson last week, and Kelly was the second person I really wanted to do an interview with. So between the two of them, I'm hoping that these stories will really inspire you to grow in your leadership. So we're going to get started right away. First of all, I want to thank Kelly. She has just been an unbelievable leader for us. She is also very, very involved in HHP and all the work that goes on behind the scenes with that wonderful group that's been really helping us with enrollments and promotions and all of that. She's also very helpful with our ISA for Wealth business group too. She's part of our mastermind group that does all kinds of great projects like this new HHP project that has just been launched for a healthy new you for new year. So Kelly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for always being so abundant, willing to share, willing to help. You're just an amazing person, amazing friend, and we are just all blessed to have you as part of this team.
Thank you. I feel the exact same way about you, Cindy.
Oh, well, thank you. All right, well, let's get started. What I'd like to do is just share with everyone a little bit about how you got started. How did Isagenix find you, or how did you find Isagenix?
Well, gosh, it's over 2.5 years. February of 2013. Erica Federoff is my best friend, and her and I did Cindy also, we were all in a previous company together, and Erica messaged me and she said she was looking at Isagenix, and I was like, well, wherever you're going, I'm going with you, so I guess I am too. So, her and I jumped in together, and it was, oh my gosh, I looked at this as, a weight loss program. I had a 5-month-old, so I was super excited for weight loss and energy. Those are the two things. And also the income potential. But I don't think I had a clue the impact of any aspect, the health or the financial part, what it was going to take.
Great. Okay, so tell everybody, like in the beginning, you came in, you were going to do the business right from the start, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so the first few months, tell us about, you had a product transformation and then you went going with the business, and how long did it take you to really start gaining some momentum?
A long time. So I had a product transformation right away. I mean, I think I don't even remember. It was great. I dropped a bunch of sizes, in 2 months. It was amazing. And I felt great. And when you have the physical transformation, it's easy to share. I mean, people, you push your pictures on Facebook, and I remember the first time that I shared and the crazy part is, back then, I didn't even know how to do a before and after. My sister had to do my before and after, and I didn't even realize that she had logged into my Facebook account and she had posted it. And I told her to, but I didn't realize she was doing it right away. And I remember I was going to Erica's house, and my phone was blowing up, and I'm like, what is going on? And and all these people were messaging me, and it was awesome. I got so many people started in the beginning. It was just amazing, and it was awesome. It didn't take me long to replace my income from our previous business, but I was not an overnight success, and I've learned over the years to not compare myself. I mean, when your best friend is a complete dynamo, it's not always easy, but I tell people all the time, thank goodness I did not quit, because I struggled for a long time. My business was growing, but slowly. I was, I would say that the turning point for me was last celebration. I hired a business coach. I hired Jeffrey Combs, and with money that I didn't have, but I knew, I watched all the successful people use him, and I knew that it's what I required. So
tell me, what did he assist you with that was a change for you? Because you had a change. I never saw you ever act like you were close to giving up or anything like that. You were consistently doing the work all throughout that journey, but it was like something changed, and then boom, you started going up with everything.
It's all about personal development. He just assisted me in letting go of control, trying to control people and situations that were out of my control. I thought that I could, just push this. So, like I used to get so frustrated, like, why are people wanting to do this? Like, this is amazing. And, but you have to meet people where they are. And if they're not ready, I mean, you can't drag people with this business. So that was the big, like just letting go of the control and just believing that I could do it. I've always been a positive person, but there's always been that, that chatter in my head, like, you're not good enough. Why do you think you can do this? And I had to turn that chatter off and just literally every day say, I can do this. Yeah. I'm worth it. I deserve this.
That's a great point, because I think too, as we're coaching people, a lot of people that we coach for the health benefits of Isagenix have that chatter going on as far as losing weight. That's a big issue for people trying to lose weight. So, we have personal development is not just good for business builders. It is good for every human being. And I think that's one thing we've all been so blessed with, because our prior company was big in personal development too. So many of us have been on this journey for years of really self-improvement and becoming better and better, not comparing ourselves to others, but comparing ourselves to ourselves and becoming better and better all the time. And so, yeah, turning off that chatter, that's absolutely key. Okay, so you turned off the chatter, and I too coach with Jeffrey, and that was the one big thing he helped me with too, is really letting go. We want to help everyone, and not everybody, everybody might stand up and say, I want to do ISA Derby. I want to be on an ISA Derby team, but not everyone is willing to do the work that is entailed to be on a winning team or to even get the 200 points. So share with everybody, like, what does Kelly do to stay focused? What do you do to get the activities done that need to be done in your world with 3 children and a little one?
Yeah. Well, I hired a babysitter 2 days a week. So that was a huge thing, because I, being able to raise my kids, being there and not missing a moment was always what I wanted. So I love that they're here. I love that I get to do all the activities, but I also know that I need some time to get some work done. So, I have my little guy is normally at a babysitter 2 days a week. And those are my days that I meet with people. I make phone calls. I do whatever I can. But another huge thing that I learned is, like, I want people to know that I can do this business with my kids. Like, I was on a training call last night with Jace on my lap. Like, it's okay. There are most people that I'm talking to have kids. And if they hear my kids in the background, it's not like, just be okay with it. Let go of all of the, like, having to have the perfect situation to do everything. You have to let go of that.
Right.
I have my gratitude journal. That's how I start every day. And when I get off track of that, I know it. And if you aren't grateful for everything, the good, bad, the ugly, you are never going to get out of where you are. So I start with that. I follow the 2-week turnaround. I love, love, love Paul and Lynette. I am so grateful for them. I mean, that was the driving force between HHP. I mean, Lori and I had came up with this idea with the testimonial page and just as a way to, start it, but we didn't know what to do. So, Paul and Lynette, like, that happened for a reason that somebody brought that to ISA for Wealth, and we started watching their Periscope trainings, and oh my gosh, that's been such a game changer on so many levels. But, their 2-week turnaround, I do that. I do that every day. I add value to people's life. I love people. I love talking to people. I love being positive. I mean, when we sit and think about that, I think we do that more than we realize that we do. I mean, it's so easy, like adding value to people's life. I mean, we do that tons of times throughout the day. I read every day. I love, I'm reading The Magic and the 10X rule. So I love, the 10 to 20 minute. And I was not a reader before, like never ever. So this was a big thing for me. Posting consistently, like Hootsuite should be your best friend. And if you're not a big poster on Facebook, don't get worried like, oh my gosh, I have to post 5 times a day. Start with posting once a day and then work your way up. I mean, this is it's not, you shouldn't change who you are. You just put you just slowly get to, 1 post a day and then 2 posts a day. And, it's all in branding yourself and what's, speaks to you. And, I get so much feedback from like, just the positive quotes and, everybody loves kids and, my kids are really cute. So, especially the little one. So I'm posting videos and pictures of them because, and I really have taken a step back. I think in our other business, when you're selling a product, like you talk about the product all the time. So when we came here, we said isogenics, we spewed it everywhere, and now we're learning, like I've definitely taken a step back from that. I don't use the word isogenics hardly ever on my wall anymore. But I just, I want to work the lifestyle in, the health quote, the wealth quote, transformations, all those kind of things. And then posting in HHP and ISO for Wealth. Like I try to do that daily as well. And, my daily affirmations, I'm writing down where, I have every day, I think I add something to the list and, just, there's something about writing that down on a daily basis. And, I love HHP because we can do our follow-up. We can prospect. We can do so much in that page because it is hard for me to get on the phone most days. I mean, it's only those 2 days a week that I have, uninterrupted time. So to know that I can Facebook message people and I can add them to the group and just do it that way, that's been, it's been a huge help for me.
That's great. That's great. Okay. So, and for those of you that don't know about the 2-week turnaround, well, Kelly just told you what it is, but there is a video that we posted in last week's 90-day game plan call that Susan and I did with Lynette and Paul explaining the 2-week turnaround. So if you really want to refresh yourself on that, most of our leaders that are really experiencing great success right now are doing that. So definitely something, if Kelly's telling you to do this, guys, listen, there's a reason we're interviewing her today. She knows what she's doing. She's proven that she is successful and she's tweaked a lot along the way. This isn't all stuff she just has been doing for 2.5 years. She's tweaked it as she's gone and gets better and better and better. Okay, so Kelly, share with me your thoughts on events. How important are they?
It's so funny. I was actually going to do a video about that today. Events they're non-negotiable. If you want to be successful in business in general, you need to get there, no matter what. So we have the core 4. We have ICU, University in Action, New Year's Kickoff, and Celebration. New Year's Kickoff there's some ICUs in between. I know that there's a Minneapolis for our Midwestern people that's coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
But New Year's Kickoff is next. And I love this event because it's short. So even if you're working full time, like one day you need to you can fly in Thursday night, you just need to take off Friday. It's basically just a Friday and Saturday event. Unless you're in the top 50 or top 100, there's really nothing going on Thursday. So you can fly in late Thursday night. It's to Dallas. It's cheap to fly to Dallas. My husband comes along to this event. And let me tell you, 2 years ago was the first event. He has no network marketing experience at all. And he came, and that was such a game changer. You may love the products now, but I'm telling you, if you get to an event, it's going to completely change everything. Just seeing the successful people, it's so motivating, inspiring, and they're strategically placed throughout the year so that they, when motivation's kind of going down, those events are going to bring you right back up.
So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, and my last question is I wanted you to share some of your top tips, what everyone should be doing. But before we go there, speaking of your husband, I want you to share with everyone what you shared with me when we were chatting about this call.
Okay, so just over the past couple months, the business has changed, has just taken off, and it's not by accident. It's definitely by strategically following things. But my husband, and I don't want to confuse you guys too much, so you can message me, but I built a business for him as well. And he helps me, but I'm the one that's doing the work. And he said to me last night, I've cycled 8 times the past 2 weeks. Like, do you realize that, in a couple months, you're going to have replaced my income at my full-time job? And like, that was like, oh my gosh, like I remember when he was last year, like he was cycling once or twice, and he was like, he has his debit card and he does whatever. Like I don't even see that. Like that was my way to show him that this was like actually making us money. So when it was $50 to $100, he was super excited. He was like, this is awesome, like extra money, because we have struggled. Like, times are tough. He's a carpenter in, building custom houses. And, with the economy, it really, really took a toll. And the fact that I've almost replaced his income. And I mean, I have tripled, what I'm making. Like I make more in a week than I used to make in a month with my previous business. And it is insane. Like I'm approaching my first 5-figure month. Like it's insane. So I can't, my heart is full of gratitude just with that. Like, I mean, and for him to, I
know, like, you're making me, I've got goosebumps.
For him to lean over and just say like, thank you, this is what I wanted to do for so long. Like, oh my gosh, Cindy, we're a mess.
Okay. And I see anyone cry and I lose it too. Well, that's one of the blessings that has come with this business that I don't think any of us were prepared for. That, we're seeing our leaders who have always worked hard, making more money than they ever thought they could. And it's changing the course of all of our lives. We're really able to retire our husbands. We're able to build dream homes. We're able to go on vacations. We're able to help our children go to whatever college they want and not have huge debt when they're out. So that part of this is so amazing. If you guys can grasp one thing, it's that Kelly and I are no different than you. If we can do this, so can you. If Lisa and Erica and Sue and all of your top leaders, there's so many of us, Lori, and there's so many of us that are achieving great success with this business. If we can do it, you can too. We are no different than you. We just have the attitude we'll never give up, and we do things daily, consistently, day in and day out, whether we want to or not, because we know we need to in order to grow our business and get it to the point where we want it to be. So Kelly, any last tips or anything you want to share with everyone before we part?
Well, just never give up. I mean, when I was only making, and I say only, but when I was only cycling, like I was stuck at 5 cycles for a long time, like, but never give up, and just daily consistent actions. What are you doing every day? When you get frustrated and, and you think that, this doesn't work and, you can't do this, and how are all these other people doing it? You need to stop and you need to take a look. Lori Olson had an amazing post on ISO for Wealth the other day. And it's the, like, what you think of people's success and like what it really, really is happening. And ask yourself these questions. And it starts with, what are you doing on a daily basis? The majority of my team works full time, but yet and not even just full time, 50, 60, 70 hours a week. And they're doing this, and that's another thing. When they call me and they say, I made more with Isogenics this week than I made with my full-time job. Like, I mean, if that's not motivation to keep going, like I want to help people, and I see that people need this. And that was kind of the driving force behind that HHP project, is that, there's so many people out there. This isn't just weight loss. Like, we are so much more than weight loss. And I want to get that out to people and just speak from your heart. Like, don't make this harder than it is. Like, these products have changed your life. Tell people. It's selfish to not tell people about this. Like, we should be screaming this from the rooftops because we have a solution. People are suffering, whether it's, finances, whether it's their weight, whether it's their general health. People are suffering, and we have a solution, and we have to share it with the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. What a great interview. You did awesome, like I knew you would. And guys, the message that I think both Kelly and I want to send to you is, look at what you're doing. Don't compare yourself to others, but look at what you're doing. Are you disappointed that you haven't achieved your 90-day game plan goals yet? If so, there's 3 weeks left. What can you change immediately, effective today? Many people work full-time jobs, and I know, several that make their phone calls on the way to work in the morning, on their lunch break, any break they get throughout the day, on their way home. They visit with their kids, put their kids to bed, and then they're at it for another 1 or 2 hours at bedtime. This isn't easy. Would you say this is easy, Kelly? I mean, it requires work.
It absolutely requires work. Like, that's the first thing that people need to realize. Like, we don't just sit around and this isn't, successful people aren't successful by accident. People don't make 6 figures by accident. There's a strategic plan behind it.
Now, I do think this is easier than going the full-time corporate route, though.
Yes.
So, but it does require work. So just because we work from home doesn't mean it's we have to work. We have to be committed. And sometimes it's harder from home because there's a lot of distractions around when you have children and when you're home, and you have to have the blinders on and be very, very focused. But, it can be done. And it can be such a blessing to not only you and your family, but your team members. You might be the person that introduces Isogenics to someone that not only does it help them with their health, but it helps them financially in ways you never could have imagined. And I can't even tell you the goosebumps you feel when you hear someone like Kelly, sharing from their heart how it's transformed her husband now, not just her husband and their whole family. It's amazing. We are so blessed. And like Kelly said, it's our responsibility to share it.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you so much, Kelly.
You're welcome.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.